Yo, what's going on, everyone? I am back with another video, and in today's video, guys, as you can see by the title, we're going to be working on talking about how to use probably the best strat in the game right now. Of course, there's still eco, and you can kind of get away with that. There's also bomb, mortar, and farm, or not mortar, but rather cannon. So I'm not too sure which one kind of outlasts, but this is definitely one of the best late game strategies. And I want to talk to you guys about it in terms of how I played this game specifically, and how you guys can implement it so you guys can, come out on top. This strategy is by no means it's pretty easy to pull off, but you like the restriction is you guys have to play in big maps, okay? So for example, this one is just fine, and I'll be showing another example too. But so let's just kind of get into it, guys. First things first, this strategy you do not want to go aggro at all. The only reason why I was kind of going aggro here was because I noticed my opponent was trying to be really greedy, and that's actually one of the things that will make this strategy pretty difficult. It depends what type of opponent you're playing, right? What a lot of people like doing is they like greeting because they know that you can't really afford to rush them. And the simple reason for that is just being that if you start rushing them, you lose out on farms. And if you start slacking in your farms, I mean, these guys will really make the most of it and start rushing you, to get you to sell, to get you to boost, whatever. And that actually costs you because, like I said, this strategy being late game oriented, the better start you have, or rather the worst time for you is early on. Okay, right here he's sending me these white balloons, and they're regen whites. Right now what I'm doing is I'm getting, what you really want to emphasize is getting that first wizard to a 2-0, and then if they send you the whites, that's when you have to start getting up more defense. You don't have to usually get up a double lightning. If you can change your targeting efficiently, for example, maybe get a cannon or a fireball rather on one of your wizards and switch it over to close and then to strong, and that usually deals really effectively against the white balloons. But it's just about you messing with the targeting, okay? Right now, as we can see, we have a lot of farms, and we're doing a really, really nice job of not letting our opponent kind of get the better of us. We're actually out farming him, which is extremely surprising. Just because, like I said, we're really bad early game, but we can start greeting a little bit more in the mid game, okay? Which is usually right now. The reason why we put down this village is because we're going to be going for our BIA, which is going to be the upgrades for the farms on the right side, guys. And what's going to happen right now is we have to really pay close attention to what he's thinking and what it seems like he's going to be doing, okay? You guys can see here that he's not sending anything. His farms are staying the exact same way. So what I'm thinking here is that he's getting ready to do something. We go for our farm, knowing that we have enough money saved up just in case he decides to rush us. And as we can see here, that's exactly what he's doing. We go for a fire wizard, but the reason why we did this is because I was expecting him to send perhaps a ceramic. Regardless, though, what a lot of people like doing is spamming the fireball wizards, just placing a couple wizards down and then upgrading it on the right side one time. That usually handles effectively as well. But the main thing is also upgrading your village one time on the right side. That allows your wizards to be stronger. And with these loops around and everything, if you have a lightning on it, I mean, they have to rush you with a gigantic rush for you to even start like contemplating if you should even boost. Next things up, of course, we could send a Moab his way, but like I said, guys, remember, we don't want to really hurt our eco. Right here, what I'm just sending is I'm trying to force a little bit of defense. Regardless, it helps us out with our eco. Just sending a couple leads and then following it up with eco balloons. Right now, we're just chilling. We pretty much know we can defend any rush that one of us sends. What my opponent should have done probably sooner is that, it's actually good. It's a good idea for him to greet, but he really needs to he needs to be aggressive while greeting at the same time. Because what you don't want is you don't want to face my strategy and have them getting a BIA early on, okay? You want to do whatever you can to delay that and, being really aggressive, but making sure you can defend yourself. And with DFA, I think it's still a solid strategy. There's been numerous games, of course, where people have played and it hasn't been still kind of one-sided like this one. I mean, this one we're just chilling. We have our look. We're extremely out farming this guy, simply because we have our BIA. So we're getting a bunch of eco. We're not really doing anything. We're just hanging out. So the main takeaway for this, guys, is make sure you aren't rushing, like Moabs, BFBs. Okay, there's no need for that. Um, and better safe than sorry too, guys. If you're going up against like Tac Wizard, I mean, you outlast them, right? You outlast pretty much any strategy. And what I see a lot is that you can play it a couple ways, right? The more you get experienced in the game, the more you kind of know when a strategy kind of goes like bust, right? So like Tac Wizard, of course they can't defend like all out ZOMGs. So maybe getting closer to that, and if you feel like you have enough experience and make that judgment call, then I think it's okay at that point. But you can always play it safe. You have one of the best strategies late game, so just keep that lead. Just keep that comfort zone, knowing that you're gonna win late game, and that's a definite win. Now, when you're going for keys, right? When you're trying to grind with for these like chest 11, chest 10s, you really don't want to be wasting too much time. So that's why a lot of people kind of opt out to use these strategies. Just because, I mean, as you can see here, this game lasts 15 minutes, right? All we've been doing, by the way, guys, is you really want to just keep upgrading to get your farms. Sell your BIA whenever you feel like the need. Another alternative was that we could have gone for 2 BIAs. That's a little bit riskier, but it's for sure feasible. If you guys want to do that too, what I recommend with this strategy is really experimenting and having some fun and doing a variety of things, because in the end it's only going to help you get better. So if you lose a couple games, let's say in Ceramic Crucible, or like for example, this is Ceramic Crucible, and we managed to find a pretty good opponent. So um, preferably you'd want to lose those games in the lower arenas, right? So that when you go into those BFBs, those boss arenas, you know what you're doing, and you're going to know exactly what you need to defend. Right now, like I said, I'm just kind of having fun messing around with the strategy, because of course I'm not like a pro at it or anything, but I do know the kind of ins and outs of it. So right now we decided to go for the village. By the way, guys, is extremely good with this ability. It kind of makes it. It allows us to not only get our power downs or our cooldowns, to diminish them like at an extreme amount, but also what it allows us to do is we get like that goes for other towers, and it goes for the village abilities. And what you want to do is you want to get a bunch of village abilities, or you want to upgrade a bunch of villages on the right side. Right now he's sending a ZOMG. The reason why he sent this, guys, is to just test out how much I can defend, like how well my strategy defends. Right now we're just using some of our abilities, and then we're upgrading our villages. And right here I give him the thumbs up because I know that, I mean, this strategy is so, like, it's insane, guys. Honestly, if you haven't tried it, I really recommend it. As you guys can see in the top left, I have a wizard upgraded on the left side fully, and that's just to send those last second balloons that he might send that are coming through, just to send them back. He's opting to go all out already in round 36, guys. Like I said, right here, this is where it comes in clutch. You really want to start preparing your wizards early on and not leave it like last second like me. I just felt really comfortable in getting my towers down and kind of knowing what to do. But what you really want to do is you want to have like a little radius where you put 2 villages, and then you just spam your wizards on the right-sided upgrade. Right here I opted into boost early. I have 3 boost, guys, so I know I can make it far. I mean, I can make it probably like round 40 if he just spams ZOMGs. Right here I decided to counter him because I know that it starts getting a little bit more difficult with DFA to defend these. He has to make sure that he has enough of those aces on the left side upgraded, has like 4 of the abilities on the darts, and make sure that his micro's on point. So right here, like, I mean, look, guys, what makes this strategy so good is the only micro you have to do is placing down the towers, hitting your upgrades, hitting your cooldowns, and that's literally it. Right here, we can see that those balloons were getting pretty close, but we boosted right here. We're chilling. We're using our abilities on our villages, and I mean, we are destroying his rush. He sent us around 37, 36, all out ZOMG rush. And as you can see right there, we take it all down, guys, and he surrenders. So that's game for this one. Let me show you guys another example, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back with our another example. Like I said again, you really want to make sure you're using this strategy in those big maps. For farm placement on this map, I'm not the most knowledgeable, so I'm just kind of placing it wherever. As you can see with like my farmer and everything. Usually, what I like doing is obviously placing that spike at the beginning, upgrading your wizard on the left side once, and making sure that you don't get your wizard down early. You want to get that farm upgrade on the left side first. Right after here, I'm just sending him a couple balloons because I know that we're going to have to save up to buy or to upgrade for pinks when he sends it our way. Right now, we're going to send him a couple too, just so he doesn't greed too much. This is exactly the same start as the last guy, guys. And this is actually non-ceramic crucible. So it doesn't matter, though. You're still going to find good people in whatever arena. You just want to make sure that you're respecting them, but also that they're respecting you, right? Don't let them greed so much, guys. Keep an eye out on their screen. Don't just pay attention to your own. Right here, I opted in to send him a couple blacks. What he could have done is he could have greeted this, and he could have kept going for his farms. And actually, that's what a more experienced player would probably do. So just keep that in mind, guys. Your games are going to be extremely... there's so many variables, right? And one of those being that right now he's not sending me any blacks. He upgraded to his triple dart monkey, and he already has his monkey over there ready. Right now, though, a common thing, right? Even in the last one, guys, you noticed a good exploit is sending these white regen whites. And all you need is, remember, work on the targeting. Just get another wizard with a fireball, and you're going to be fine, okay? Work on the targeting. That's it, guys. Right here, we're making the most of this strategy. We're sending him a couple so he is a little preoccupied on his screen, not really noticing us greeting. We have 4-2-0 farms, guys. This is fantastic. We already have our village, too, and it seems like it's going to go pretty good. Something else I'm thinking about is obviously going for the BIA. And if we decide to do that, what's going to happen is he's going to start being really aggressive. And that's what he pretty much did right now. So once we can see that he's not really respecting us, or he's thinking that he can kind of beat us, what we want to do is we just want to make sure our defense is solid, but we also want to be greedy by going for that BIA. Right now we went for it. We know that he's opting to go for the factory approach, which I think at this point is probably his best bet. Honestly, in these big maps, you have to kind of assume that the player you're facing is just going to be extremely comfortable with whatever strategy they're using. So you really want to go for like longer round strategies. So DFA is by no means like not a good strategy. It's just that it doesn't really hold up well in, let's say, round 35 plus, right? That's when it starts kind of how good is your micro. It's a really like balanced strat, if you will, and it just depends on how far you can go. So from here, we just keep upgrading our wizards. We are literally just chilling. We're not sending him anything. We could send him a couple BFBs, or not even BFBs, just Moabs. But of course, we're not opting to do that. We're out farming him by a lot. We're getting ready to cash out our BIA and go for a Republic along with a factory. And guys, a really important side note is that if they do send a BFB, the way that I've seen that you can do to pretty much the easiest way, like right now he's going to send one, is I just upgrade my village one time on the left, I believe, one time on the right. And I don't think you need two of these. I just kind of opted in for it because I didn't know the exact like amount. Right there, I opted for that tornado wizard because I did start panicking a little bit. I sold all of those because you really don't need them. If he wants to re-rush with a BFB, what I can do is I can cash out my BIA again, sell it, defend, and then just go for a factory. And at that point, like his eco is pretty much destroyed. And I mean, it's already secure that we're going to win this game. Like I said, it's just about you making sure that you can get your towers placed, knowing exactly what defends. If he sends a ZOMG, it's along the same lines, right? Don't send him anything. If you have to sell something, make sure you cash out the BIA first and then you sell it. A lot of times what happens is we sell the BIA and we forget to cash it out, and then it's like, what was the whole reason of getting that? Okay, so really keep an eye out on that. Right now we're just focusing on getting up our farms, pretty much just like literally we're not doing anything, just chilling because we don't have to go for defense yet. If anything, the rounds where you guys should start focusing on going for a little bit more defense is at round 30, okay? That's when I want you guys to keep an eye on your farms, still try to go for them, but just have your towers already placed so that all you have to do is just micro the upgrade. It makes it extremely easy for you. And with me, I really like being accurate with the placement. I don't like taking up as much space. Um, and I have the time to do so right now, right? You don't have that luxury when it's like round 35 and they all out you. At that point, you just have to spam. And what happens then is at that point, that's what obviously what I recommend, right? You don't want to be accurate if you're just microing it at the end. So right here, we're still following what I said in the last video. You want to make sure that you have a couple of villages spread out, and you want them to kind of overlap so that the cooldowns kind of go off on one another, and you can still like they help each other out, right? If you have a village that helps with the cooldowns, and then you have another one, it overlaps so that whenever you use your ability on the far right upgrade, you pretty much like your towers are empowered. And I'm not too sure about the wording of it and exactly how it is, but what I can tell you is that you want to have at least one of the villages upgrade on the left side. And this is from what I've seen other players do. It just helps to clean up those balloons, but you always want to have for sure those tornado wizards in the back to send them back in case any are getting close to leaking. And I'm actually going to leave it right here, round 33. He starts sending. Obviously, this is extremely early. Worst case scenario is that you're going up against a really strong strat. I mean, worst case scenario is you die early on, right? That's for sure. But another one is that you both have really good late game strategies. And what happens is that you guys wait like roughly until round 36, 38, and that's when you guys start rushing. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm just upgrading my abilities, getting them ready, having my villages, and I'm just seeing how nicely it defends. I want to keep an eye on this because the closer when it starts getting a little bit closer to the end of the map, and I see that it's starting to slack a little bit or struggle, you always want to counter rush, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about just defending. If it's round 40 and the ZOMGs are extremely strong, and your strategy can't like keep up, I mean, at that point, it's not like really bragging rights that, oh, you know what, I defended, like I'm insane, right? I always like doing that, but there comes a time when it's like, okay, now it's you have to counter. Like there's no, like you can try to defend, but it's not really gonna help you. So right here, we know that with DFA, like I said, and this just comes from experience, by the way, guys. It starts kind of, struggling round 36 up. Right here, we already opt in to send him all out ZOMGs just because I can see that he's doing that against me. He doesn't have too many farms, and it's probably really likely that he's going to not have enough money to defend. What's happening right now is he already has, like from his side, with DFA, it's another strategy that I like a lot. I did make a Dart Farm Wiz video, so if you guys want to see a DFA video, I can make that too. This one, guys, what I really want you to take away is just understand the rushes that hurt you the most, right? Your strategy is all about late game. Early on, you have to make sure you're greeding just enough and you're not letting your opponents greed, because that allows them to really put on the pressure against you, okay? So remember to get that farm down, get your wizard upgraded to the 1-0, and then upgrade it to a lightning. From there, you just keep chilling until round 8 with the regen whites. If you work on your targeting, you can you can get those out with just 2 wizards. But for now, guys, I mean, we've seen how this goes. You get dubs late game. It's a really solid strategy. I highly recommend if you haven't played it yet. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope that it was at least beneficial to you. Please leave any questions down in the comments, and I'll make sure to get to each one of them. I think that this strategy is extremely solid in whatever level of gameplay, if you're playing in BFP, as long as the map is right, as long as you know what you're kind of doing, you're going to be set, guys. So thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been your boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys.